This is your daily market review for Tuesday, December 31st. Happy New Year's Eve. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market review for New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2024. Holy crap, another year has passed. More recaps, more trading, more great information, more real estate deals, all sorts of fun stuff. I appreciate all the love, support, generous donations. You guys are amazing. Let's make 2025 even better. I think it's going to be exponential growth for everybody who's involved. Again, the trading's been good. Folks have been growing. People have been doing well. Honored to work with all of you guys. Going into tomorrow, being closed holiday, and then you have Thursday. What did we say? Stock Traders Almanac said typically we have bearish action the day before New Year's. And guess what? Stock Traders Almanac, correct. Again, are you surprised? No, you shouldn't be. So again, get that. It's on the website. I'll show you the link. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Always here to help. All right. So what do we know? Stock Traders Almanac saying 18 of the last 26 days, Dow has been in the market, have been up on Thursday and Friday potentially. Not surprised. QQQ hit our levels. Again, if you're following on Twitter, Discord room posted what we were going to hit. We did it. Ding, 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 ding. And said if we broke the 50-day, it'd be time to snatch. And we didn't. We held. So congrats if you played the up, the bounce. Either way, there's trading to be done. Again, light volume week, expecting some volatility, as I said on Monday. Not surprised if the market kind of plays games until next week. So, new to the channel, check out the Discord room, links below if you want to chat. Calendly, if you're looking to do a real estate deal in 2025 and you don't reach out, I will thoroughly be disappointed because you get two agents for the price of one, and I would love to help you guys figure out whether you're looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate. The best ways to do such. Again, we never charge for anything on this channel. Been free for as long as I can remember. Again, the greatest compliment you can give is allowing me to be involved in it. You get two agents for the price of one. Love to help. Anyway, Twitter, posting trades, ideas, thoughts, great platform. Again, like, subscribe, and the notification bell on the YouTube. I appreciate it. And if you'd like to donate on YouTube, you can as well. Thanks. And I think the minimum is $2 inflation. So also check out the website, tradingagent.com. Again, if you want the Stock Traders Almanac, here is the link. Use it. There's a referral code. I think I don't know. I'm not really discounted, but I think I get 30 cents for every book. Again, affiliate programming. Woohoo. Post a lot of blogs, thoughts, ideas. Hit me up if you have questions. So let's go into refresh what's going to expected next year for the Fed meeting. Nothing at this point. Womp, womp, womp. Bitcoin talked about needs to hold the 92,000 to 90,000 level. Keep an eye on it because, again, I mean, MicroStrategy typically leads. It's not really looking so hot. Looks like a head and shoulders top. If you run the fibs, I mean, we talked about, let me redraw the face, because we talked about this being the top near term. Not surprising if you go into a chop zone. We've done this before, right, after a big move. And so near term, I mean, your guess is as good as mine when I mean referring to near term. But, I mean, I would be using the fibs. It's pretty interesting how the 618 lines up with the old highs at 71,000. Are you surprised? Nope. Market is very technical. Oil, decent little bounce going into the holidays. Natty gas, polar vortex, all sorts of fun stuff. It's pulled back today, but yeah, holding it well. I like commodities. I love commodities actually. After the market melts down and we get a blowout and they sell, throw the baby out with the bathwater as we've talked about. So going into next year, again, keep an eye on it. Dollar seems to be holding up. This is XDiv, seems to be rising. TLT, we talked about holding this 87 area. Worth a watch down here. Said needed to get over the 8 and 10 day. Did not fill the gap. Again, if we don't hold here, holy crap. We're at support, but man, could we go back down? Man, that would be pretty wild, but it's always possible. The VIX, we talked about this, hitting the 24s, or needing to hold the 24 area. We didn't. Now we're back here in the moving averages, chopping around. Personally, just not surprised if we bounce around a little bit. Again, I like volatility in the 18s plus because you're going to get moves either way. SPY, chopping around. Talked about last week was a gift, 20-day. When you break the 20-day, the first test of it is always a gift. You got it. Again, now you're back at the range lows, watching how we hold around this 580 plus level. Again, I tell folks this all the time. If If a trend is changing, 20-day is the first bounce zone. Now you retest down here. It's very simple. If the trend's going to be down, we're making new lows. QQQ, speaking of, right, watching the 50-day, said same kind of thing. This one bounced a little stronger, not surprised. But we've been watching the IWM. Again, Qs need to hold that 5-10 area, 50-day. It's been lagging, right? Watching the IWM. Lagging, that's an issue. Again, remember, small caps should be leading up. Talk about Qs breaking the channel, breaking the trend. Again, watching what happens here. If 5-10 comes and we make lower lows, that would be a downtrend. Again, DIA seems to have been just constantly, I mean, had like 15, I don't know, 10 straight days of red. Now it's at the 100-day, chopping around. Again, chop precedes a big pop or a drop coming. Be careful. Again, chop is like a reload. Gold. Again, don't trust it. Near term, long term, different story. Long term, love it. Near term, it's a liquidity game, in my opinion. I don't trust it when silver and the miners aren't acting well. We talked about how silver needs to hold this 26 area. Keep an eye on it. GDX making what? Equivalent to new lows. It's tough to trust, right? How do you, I mean, miners are the leverage gold, right? How do you trust it if miners look like crap? AEM, this one just, it seems to be holding up. It's a better, to me, it's the best of this sector. I mean, as you can tell, AG, we talked about, man, this thing should be holding up. It's not. Newmont, talked about this one should be in the 50s or 60s. MEC at new lows, pass. Again, maybe it's some end of year markdown. Worth a watch. Just stuff is not holding up well. Semis, again, I think it's short of 2025. AI is priced in. Chip prices will get cheaper. This one's tough. It's chopping around. I mean, again, I think there's downside momentum. It's just you got to short the highs. And the highs have not been very obvious or easy. Say, for example, like Micron, which was like the 200-day or the range high. You break 84, look out below. AMD, Kramer's giving up on it. Again, I've seen this stock go from nuts down to like pennies. So do yourself a favor. Let this thing, I don't know. I don't trust it. Again, to me, it looks like a big topping pattern. You break 120s. Look out below. NVIDIA, my short of 2025. Again, with the stops. And we talked about shorting the channel high. Talked about the first bounce was a trap. Now what, right? 50-day, the 100-day. Watching what happens here. Letting it, again, consolidating before it breaks down. We'll see. SMCI, again, they cooked the books, fired Ernst & Young, and then said we're good. I just leave it alone. I mean, it is in a support zone, but I trust it like I trust LeBron James winning a championship. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. We've talked about Intel, dirt, chopping around, 20-day. Keep an eye on it. SMH, right? I think this breaks the 200-day at some point. Again, chop preceding a big move, in my opinion. Yeah, bet your ass. Adobe, things you don't see if the market's strong, right? Big gap down on earnings should get bought. Apple, some folks identified the top, or J Souls. I mean, again, I don't want to say it's just J, but I know some folks were talking about it. We said the 20-day was key. You're at it. Looks like, again, a blow-off top to end the year. Markup, now it's blown off. That one, to me, seems one of the easier shorts right now. We've had some good shorts and some decent longs. We talked about Amazon running up 0.618. Now you're back under the 20-day, chop it. I mean, again, I think the downside risk is in tech. The easiest. Meta, 50-day. Whoa, better hold. CRM, chopping around, right? Blow off top. It seems to be, I don't know. I'd be watching the 320s. Guggenheim, quantum chips coming out, blow off top. We'll see. I mean, again, it should be holding up. Microsoft blows out to the top and fills the gap. Now we're at all the moving averages and some trend lines. Again, things you shouldn't see if the market is strong. NDAQ, have I said, this is the easiest short because the exchanges will not have the same volume. Maybe this should be the short of 2025. Again, the folks who shorted the 1.618 looking good. Rock and roll. I mean, that looks good, man. It's just going to take its time. It's going to take its sweet time. And then when it goes, it'll start getting a little uglier. Again, the exchange, people will not be trading tech like you think they will in the future. I'm telling you, that's how the markets roll. They're cyclical. MicroStrategy, we talked about this leading Bitcoin. Yikes. I still don't think it's a buy or a bounce until probably this 240, 250 area. Again, it's leading Bitcoin. I mean, I'd be scared if I was a Bitcoin holder. Again, if it leads. Netflix, we talked about this one chopping. Whoa, okay. Two bets to hold. 880 plus. Roblox has been nicely holding up really well, but again, it's due to consolidate. Again, all tech has problems in my opinion. PanW, again, some tech will be better than others. Again, I like cybersecurity. I think Roblox at a certain price makes sense. Better hold the 100-day. It's a breakout. Maybe like a cup and handle and you fake out. You better hold the damn 100-day. Tesla. We talked about blowing off top. Straight line moves at the highs mean at worst consolidation. Again, bulls get mad when I'm like, take your fucking profits, run, take some time, let it play out. I mean, this isn't the first time we've had a big straight line move, and then you got choppy action, and then you led to lower prices. Again, I don't know what the future holds for Tesla, meaning like technology-wise, but I do know whatever is going on is priced in near term. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to crash back to 160, but what if it goes nowhere for a while, and you just sit here twiddling your thumbs going, I wish I would have taken profits. That's what I'm talking about. Insight. I think this company gets bought out. Let it play out. I'd like to see it come back into the 50s or 60s. Palantir. Looked like it blew off during OPEX. 20-day. 20 days key. Holding on. If you break below it, you know it's coming. McDonald's. Da-da-da-da-da. Chopping around. Doesn't really look good. DKNG. This has been a great short since the mid-40s. Again, just working its way lower. No rush. I mean, I think gambling was up 8% year over year. I mean, I don't know what the stock's pricing in future earnings, but the revenue growth from gambling is not going to be there to sustain the, in my opinion, the multiplier. Again, long term, it's just due to consolidating base, and I think longer term, the short made sense from the highs because now you can take the profit, trade down to the 30s, and be done with it. Airbnb, again, another one that's in consolidation, big time mode. I think it heads lower, fill the gap in the hundreds at some point. Costco, talked about this one blowing off the top, the headlines of 1,000 plus. Now you're at the 100-day. Holy shit. Again, I think you can play the bounce. But if it breaks, I mean, the short is on, baby. Starbucks, right? Be careful here. This name is all over the place. Poaching, Chipotle's CEO. We'll see. FedEx, again, I like this trade. We talked about waiting for earnings. That pop, fader. Near term, got back up in this box. Talked about that. I think you can short this again. FedEx, Caterpillar. Look at this, holding the 200-day. Again, you go from 410 down to 360. Now you base out. Watch what happens. The 200-day breaks, it's toast. Deere, been a nice one. We talked about this one in the 340s, playing it up. Now you're at the 50-day. Again, all these names, things that they just don't look that strong. Now, again, you're oversold on some of these names on the material sector, especially Nucor. We talked about this one. I mean, I think I like steel. I like aluminum. I like commodities long term. Let them play out, right? Let them chop around. Interesting bounce today. I mean, it definitely held support right in the 30s. But again, it's tough to chase this stuff when you expect bigger moves down in the market in time. Vale, dead. Arrow, again, I like this. I like Junior Copper a lot. We're at trend line. I would just like to see more of a blowout. I'd like to see like a big capitulation like this again, 2.0. Worth a watch. CCJ, again, I think a lot of people love uranium. They're going to love nuclear power. We'll see. Keep an eye on it. CF, again, ag names make sense to me. Got to eat. Let them play out. Let it chop around. Let them just hold range lows. NTR, same thing. Just let them chop, chop, chop. AA, again, we love aluminum long term. How do you not like aluminum? It's going to be in everything, just like copper, just like some of the silver names, some of the gold. Just let this play out. I'd love to see some 28-30 action. XLF, again, banks hold all the bags to the problems that are coming, in my opinion. They've already peaked. Watching, chopping, keep an eye on. Again, I think JP Morgan, again, they're not buying back their own stocks. Why would you? Right? Watch the 20-day, 50-day compression. I think there's a pretty solid short there with a defined risk. I mean, that's what the key here. That's when trading's easy. Stanley Morgan, Morgan Stanley, 20-day, 50-day, same thing. Bank of America. We talked about this one. Seems to be lagging. Can't even get a bounce. Just worth a watch. Goldman Sachs has been the leader holding up. But same thing, 20-day, 50-day compression. Carry, junior banks, hold all the bags, baby. Watch the 100-day. Once the 100-day breaks, I think, again, you could bounce a little more and chop around because it has gone from 71 down to 59. But once it breaks bad. XBI, again, a junior. Oh, come on, junior. Junior bios, let's go, baby. Let's see if it'll load. Yep, range lows, chopping around. Again, things you don't see if the market's strong. Jets. Again, if oil starts rising, this one makes sense to short. 20-day is the key. XHB, housing stocks. Look at these things. Talked about identifying the top around the 126 plus. We're at some trend lines. I mean, personally, I think housing is a great buy long term because you're going to get the concessions. I mean, the price is not as important as the details. Meaning, if you get a lower price, you get lower payments, you get concessions, so you don't have to bring as much cash to close. Again, your price, meaning like what you pay every month, is more important, in my opinion, than the price, because ultimately housing goes up 5 to 7% a year. So you're like looking at little mini 401ks. Tan, solar, crap. Sold the end of the year, probably. Again, maybe due to bounce if oil bounces. Keep an eye on this stuff. Not too excited about First Solar or any of these names, but again, we identified some trades, some really good trades in oil and gas that, I mean, maybe do get a bounce. HYG, again, I said you had to be high out of your mind to buy it. Still think you are, if you are playing that game. Oil, bounce. Not surprised. Okay, keep an eye on it. Again, UNG. Talk about the polar vortex bounce. I hate this ETF. The trade is short KLD. If you shorted in the 80s, you took some profit in the 50s. Hopefully you took some in the 30s. Let it play out. Again, I think that the trade is, the easy money's over. Not saying that this thing can't go lower, but I'd be looking for bounces. XOP, we've talked about this one, holding the mid 120s. Got it. We'll see here some green days. Again, as the market's been down, notice what's been up, right? Keep an eye on that. Right? ExxonMobil, Jay Solstice and I were chatting about this one again. I mean, it makes sense. Some cheap calls in the next week. You have a base. BP came up on his red alert radar. I appreciate him dropping that. I mean, that one looks fucking amazing. You got a blow off low. You have new lows, a double bottom. You break the channel. You break the 50-day. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't go back up to 30s. Makes sense to me. Oil, I mean, look at some of the gasoline names. They're even starting to catch a little bitty bid, right? Again, how much upside near term? Be careful again, but I mean, it looks like they're holding up pretty damn well. CVE holding the 14s, right? Occidental, talked about Buffett, like printing money off of this thing. Seems to be holding pretty damn well over the last couple days. I mean, I don't know, weeks. Again, it's one of those things where if you ride with him, you're riding with him. And again, don't be surprised if it drops low because he's okay with it. He'll sell puts, he'll sell calls. Oxy is an interesting name. EQT popped up into this 48. I mean, big chop zone. Same thing with Flex LNG. Just big, choppy, sloppy chop zones. Again, I think we'll be a natural gas exporter. So again, if you're new to the channel, again, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. I appreciate you guys going into 2025. Again, more content, more blog posts, more information, more trades. Again, trying to pump everything up. However, it is predicated on, I appreciate the interaction. Again, the whole purpose of like creating this room was to create a place where guys, gals, folks can post their trades, ideas, share, and help. Again, 20 eyeballs is better 20 sets of eyeballs is better than one. I appreciate everyone who's involved. Again, it means the world to me. Again, I don't necessarily see everything all the time. And that's where it's like, man, I'm so happy to see folks that I've trained, helped, or just chatted with who've learned and grown, even with me or on their own, posting and be involved. Because again, it's like everybody's growing together. So again, have a safe, wonderful night. Please, no drinking and driving. Take an Uber. I think the average cost of a DUI is 10 grand. Again, if you hurt someone, I mean, it could be 15 grand. You kill yourself. Oh God, please don't do anything crazy. And on that note, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Let me know what you need going into 2025. Again, use the Calendly link. Let's make money, man. And again, if the goal is passive income, right? Let's turn profits into passive income and property. So I love you guys. Wonderful night. Look forward to 2025 and beyond. Holler at your boy. Have a good night. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.